Welcome back to The Calling. On today's show, we're going to continue talking about the power of the mind. In part one, we talked about how much influence our minds have on our experiences and our circumstances. We looked at the bear effect, and we talked about how our beliefs and our thoughts dictate our emotions and our level of enthusiasm. And that's going to dictate the actions that we take, and those actions are going to yield our results. We talked about how if you want to get different results, if you want to change your life, then it all starts with going back to the root and changing your beliefs and your thinking. And we provided a formula for how to do that in part one. But here in part two, we're going to take it to an even deeper level, and we're truly going to understand this incredible power of the human mind. Now, before we get into some information, I do want to make this point, that everything we cover in today's episode is scientific and measurable. This is not mysticism, this is not religion, this is not some theory. It is scientific and measurable. And with that being said, here's the first point of today, is that there's a part of your brain called the Reticular Activating System, or the RAS. And if you can understand how it works, which I'm going to teach you in this video, you can use it to change your life. And what I mean by change your life is to create the results that you desire. So let's start here. What is the Reticular Activating System? The RAS is basically a filtering system that filters out all of the data and information that is not important to you. And here's what I mean by that. In every moment, your mind is perceiving and taking in tons and tons of information. You're subconsciously aware of everything that's going on around you. You may not realize it, but you're taking in all the smells you're smelling in a given moment. You're aware of all the shapes and colors and objects that are around you. You're aware of all of the sounds you're hearing in a given moment. You're aware of the feeling of the material that you're touching. You're aware of the messaging, of the information that you're reading that's around you. And so your brain is 24/7 processing all of this information and data going on around you. And it's interpreting it for you so that you can live and go about your life. But what the Reticular Activating System is doing is it's filtering out all of the information that is not necessary to be in the forefront of your mind, in your conscious mind. It's filtering the unimportant things out, and it's also filtering in to the forefront of your mind, to your conscious mind. It's filtering in all of the information that is necessary for you to be fully aware of. Here's an example of this. What if I asked you, how many white pickup trucks did you see yesterday? Your answer might be, I have no idea. And why is that? It's because that information was completely irrelevant and unimportant to you. You were not looking for them. Now, they were all around you. You may have even seen some. However, your brain filtered that information out because it was not meaningful. Now let me ask you this question. What if I said, I will give you $100 if you can tell me exactly how many white pickup trucks you see today? What's going to happen from there is chances are you're going to get the exact amount of white pickup trucks you see this time. And why is that? It's because now that there's $100 attached to it, you're going to get something out of it. Now it's become important to you. That information is now relevant. So you're going to become aware. Your mind is going to see and be focused on actually seeing these white pickup trucks. You might see one going down the street. You might see one parked in a parking lot. Your brain is going to filter into your awareness all the places where these white pickup trucks are. Why? Again, because this information is now important to you. Here's another example, a personal example that's happening right now in my life, and I'm witnessing the Reticular Activating System working in my life, is on the hunt right now. I'm shopping for a new car. And up to this point, I've never known that this specific car existed. And I'm going to tell you what it is in a second. But I never knew about this car. You know, I was searching for cars and someone asked, have you ever seen a Genesis? So I started researching the Genesis. Man, I have fallen in love with this car. It is the coolest looking car to me. I love everything about it. I want one. I'm getting this burning desire to have a Genesis. I want that to be my next car. Now, I've never seen the car before, never really knew it existed until very recently. But now that I'm in the hunt for this Genesis, it's like I can't leave my house without seeing one. Did all these people decide to just go buy Genesis in my town because I started to search for them and because I want to get one. No, they were always there. They were always driving around the town. However, I was not seeing it. I was not aware of them because I didn't even know the car existed. Therefore, it was unimportant to me up to that time. However, now that it's become important to me, it's what I want, I'm seeing them all over the place. This is the reticular activating system in action. Okay, so we've established so far that your brain is always aware of everything going on around you, and the reticular activating system is filtering out the information that is not important to you, and it is filtering in to your awareness the information that is important to you. Now, when it comes to this information that is important to you, that's being filtered into your awareness, this information falls into 3 different types of information. So the first type of information that is being filtered into your conscious mind through the reticular activating system is information necessary for survival. This is what we may call the survival instinct. And here's an example of this. Maybe you go out for a nice hike. You go up into the mountains on a beautiful hike in the wilderness. You're taking in the scenery, beautiful trees, an amazing view. The sky looks pretty, big rocks, maybe some animals. You're out on this hike having a great time. Now, in the distance, you lock eyes with a mountain lion. You know that it knows you're there, you've locked eyes, you're aware of each other, and this mountain lion starts to slowly walk towards you in the distance, and then out of nowhere, it just starts charging at you. In that moment, what's going to happen? The only thing that is going to be filtered into the forefront of your mind by the reticular activating system is run for your life. That's all you're going to need to know in that moment. That's all that will be important when a mountain lion is charging at you. And you will run. And while you're running away from this mountain lion, you're not going to be looking around saying, oh, the trees are so pretty. Look at this trail. I love this hike. None of that will be important to you. That will be instantly, in one moment, filtered out, and the only thing that will be important and filtered into your mind is that information that is necessary for survival. The second type of information that the RAS is going to filter into your awareness is information that supports your beliefs. So the reticular activating system's job is basically to prove yourself true. It is to reinforce your beliefs. And we're talking about those deeply rooted subconscious beliefs that we talked about in part 1. So the RAS wants to prove yourself true. And here's an example of this. It may be my belief, deep down, subconscious, I truly hold this to be true, that I am courageous, that I am a bold, confident person, I can make it through anything, that God is with me and God is for me, and that's my belief. Now, I may go about my day, go to work, go get food, driving around town, and I may randomly see on a bumper sticker of a car, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Later that day I get home and I'm randomly scrolling on my phone and I come across a meme that says, if God is with me, who can be against me? This information is brought into my awareness throughout the day, but why is that? It's not random. This information was brought into my awareness to reinforce my belief. But we have to be careful because this can also work against us. And here's another example of this. Maybe I want to get in shape. I have a goal to get into the fitness world and change my body. But deep down, I have this belief of, I hate exercise. I do not like the gym. Exercise is hard and uncomfortable. I can't do it. If those are my beliefs, then the reticular activating system, again, is going to filter into my awareness information that reinforces and supports those beliefs. So I'm going to become aware of all of the information, all of the reasons why I should maybe put it off, maybe wait till tomorrow, start up next month, start up next year. I'll take a rest day today. I'm a little sore, I'm a little tired, it's getting late, the gym's probably packed. I'm going to become aware of all the reasons why I should not do it. Again, because it's reinforcing the belief that I can't do it, I hate it, I don't like it. So that's how the brain works and how this RAS works. And with that, we see this bear effect in action. What we talked about in part 1 is these beliefs of I hate the gym give me low energy, no enthusiasm for the gym, so I take no action, and then that yields no results. And again, this is why it is so, so important to have the right beliefs, to have beliefs that are empowering, beliefs that strengthen you, beliefs that lead you to success. And it's important that we get rid of the beliefs that are limiting us. And the third type of information that your reticular activating system is going to filter into your awareness is information that is related to your goals, your dreams, and your desires. Maybe my goal, my dream life, is to get married and have kids and buy a home and have property and earn 6 figures. If that's the case, then along my journey, my reticular activating system is going to filter into my mind and make me aware of all of the keys I need in order to make this happen. All of the relationships, all of the opportunities, all of the resources, all of the actions I'll need to take in order to make this happen. So for an example, I might be pursuing my dream over time and I get introduced to a successful mentor that can show me the way. I may get introduced to a job opportunity or a business opportunity that can help me make this happen. I might be introduced to and become interested in an area of education and get well versed in some skills that will help me to make this happen. But here's the point with this one, and this is where we can change our lives, is understanding that this, in the same way our brain is designed to help us survive with that survival instinct, it's also designed to help us thrive by helping to get us to our goals. Now that we understand what the reticular activating system is and how it works, here's how we can intentionally use it and implement it in order to create the results we desire. It comes down to 2 steps. Number 1 is you must have a clearly defined goal. We have to have a definite chief aim for our lives. We want to be crystal clear on what it is that we want, what our goals are, what our dreams are, so that our brain can go to work to help us make it happen. So we want to be very specific. Get as specific as you can and try not to be vague when coming up with your goals and your definite chief aim. This is a clearly defined goal that we want to have. So the more your brain knows exactly what you want, the more effective it will be in filtering in the exact information you'll need in order to make it happen. Step number 2 is this. Once you have your clearly defined goal, you want to feed it to your mind repeatedly. So you want to get your brain so focused on what it is that you want. If you're taking notes, write this down, that familiarity equals importance. So the more you can get your mind familiar with your goals, the more it's going to realize its level of importance to you. And the higher the level of importance it is to you, the more the reticular activating system will go to work to get you what you need in order to make it happen. And here is how you continuously, repeatedly feed this to your mind. First thing you got to do when it comes to your goals is write them down. It's a wild statistic out there. You can read that only 3% of people have clearly defined goals written down. So you got to write your goals down. And then again, next thing would be read them. You want to write your goals down and read them over and over and over, and that's how you're feeding it into your mind. So as you're reading your goals, your brain, your RAS, knows your goals. It's becoming more familiar with them. Or you can take it a step further, and you can read them out loud. So now your brain doesn't just know your goals, it's actually hearing your goals as well. Again, becoming more and more familiar. And if you want to take it to an even deeper, more powerful level, you can read them out loud with emotional involvement and or visualization with it as well. So you can read these goals out loud, putting yourself in that emotional state of what it would feel like to have its achievement, and also using your imagination to see the achievement. And when you do this, your brain and your reticular activating system knows your goal, it hears your goals, but it also feels and sees your goals as well. To sum all this up in closing, your brain wants to help you achieve your goals. We know this because this is scientific and measurable, but we also see it in our lives. We all have a goal of survival, so your brain filters into your mind information necessary or your survival instinct. We also have a basic human goal of being able to trust ourselves and our thoughts and our reasoning process so that we don't go crazy. And what does your brain do? It gives you the information necessary to reinforce your beliefs. But it doesn't stop right there. We also all have desires. We all have goals and dreams for our lives. And sadly, we're in a world that does a very good job of beating us down and causing us to forget our dreams, to stop dreaming big, to stop thinking big, to, be more realistic, to stop using our imagination. However, if you can get connected to your dreams, to your goals, and your desires, your brain is also designed to help you get there. Your reticular activating system will filter into your awareness all the information, everything you need in order to go make it happen and to achieve those goals, dreams, and desires. And from there, as you're getting this information that's necessary to make it happen, you implement that bear effect that we talked about in video 1. You make sure you have the right beliefs that are going to keep you in a high emotional state so that you go take the right actions, and that's going to yield you the results that you're looking for. And I'll end with the same statement that we ended part 1 with. Take back your mind. Go create the life and the results that you know you desire. Go achieve your goals and your dreams for the people that you love. Anyone can do this, and that means you can do this. It's time to wake up to the power of your mind. We'll see you next time on The Calling.